Hello and welcome to the Encore stream for February. If this is the first time you've seen an Encore stream, well, first off, I want to say welcome. My name is Doug. I'll be your host today. I am the community developer for Rocksmith. And now that I've caught up on that, let's talk about what we're doing today. Today we're doing our Encore stream. I think this is our 27th Encore stream. If you've never watched one of these are a roughly once monthly stream where we take a little bit of a different direction from our normal weekly stream where we primarily look at DLC and we talk about it and play it. The exception with this Encore stream is that it's very much like one of our usual Thursday streams because this is to make up for an old stream that never happened. A few years ago when the Yes Song Pack came out, before my time, before I was on Rocksmith in any capacity, there were some technical issues with the stream that week. The computer pretty much decided there was going to be no stream, and so there wasn't until now. So today we're going to look at that pack from back in, when was that, 2016, October 2016, and we're going to look at those songs for the first time on stream, and that'll be fun. It'll be a little bit different than our usual Thursday stream. We are going to have giveaways, but they will be song pack giveaways through the duration. Keep an eye out for those. Black Widow 9, that's Tawny. She is in the chat with you. She is the community representative, and she'll be assisting you with any Q&A that you have. If you have any questions, send them on to Black Widow 9, and she'll get those over to me. And she'll also be running the giveaways as we go. Normally, right now is where we would show the gameplay trailer. We don't have it right now. It's in an archive somewhere. I didn't get it in time. So let's go ahead and say hello to our first guests. Hello, first guests.
Hello, sir.
To my left, Ryken, Note Tracker. How's it going?
Great.
Good. Glad to have you here. And then Anthony Martinez on bass. Welcome back.
That's right.
You are our manager of musical content.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So yes, this is a band.
Yes.
These are some songs.
Yes.
Yes. There's also, I don't know if anybody's
Never
keeping
gets old.
track. It's going to be happening for
it's
the
getting
duration.
Hey, I have a theory.
We
I
are
think
3 minutes in.
I have a theory because this song on the guitar is super involved and difficult. I think somebody took a look at this chart and then sabotaged the computer when the original stream.
So it was like, I did not practice, and I am.
We couldn't get autoplay to run the show. But
So Starship Trooper is the song you're talking about. That's
Yeah.
the first song we're going to take a look at today. Let's
which is basically a 3-in-1, right?
Yeah, it's like
Each
three
of the
songs
band
in one.
members had written a little something before, and they just brought it all together.
and just and worked out how
And-
to transition.
Yeah.
How much prog rock or prog metal do either of you tend to listen to on your own?
I dabble in
question.
You
it.
dabble.
Yeah, same here.
Same.
Yeah, I don't actively seek it, but I certainly welcome it as it's
Sure.
introduced to me. Yeah.
How would you? I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit. How would you define prog rock? What makes an album a prog album to you?
Lots of lots of parts.
Okay.
I was gonna say lots of like superfluous parts, but that's actually not what I think. It depends on the band, though.
Right.
But Yes and early Genesis are similar to me.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't they're not very dark. They're more like
Are
I
you-
don't know,
Are you
major
talking like
tonality.
Peter Gabriel?
Yeah, or
Genesis?
or like King Crimson, or like
So like more
early Rush or something seems a little heavier, darker. But yeah, this is a great song. Yes, one of those bands that flew under the radar a little bit for me. So it's always awesome when you can rediscover a band
Sure.
whose catalog you haven't just picked through.
'Cause then you've got hours of music.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
all- Anthony, what about you? How do you define progressive rock?
That's a tough one. Certainly extended played tracks, beyond the classic 3 to 4 minute radio tune
Yeah.
that you'd expect. That includes elements of jazz and just pulling from different genres that might be unconventional in a typical rock context.
And kind of blending them together.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
typically also a good amount of meter changes or tempo changes
Yeah,
within one song.
They tend to be
Which is
more complex for sure.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. This is Starship Troopers. Again, if you have any questions, please reach out to Black Widow 9 in the chat. She'll get those questions to us.
We're going into Riff Repeater now, right?
Oh, yeah.
jazzy part.
Speak to me of summer, no winter's longer than time can remember. Setting love above the roads to travel on in old accustomed ways. I still remember the times by the water, proud sons and daughters that knew the knowledge of the land, spoke to me in sweet accustomed ways.
You got it.
It's easy to say that this is all confusion.
That was great. I love how happy Rye is right now.
I'm like, whew.
No, that fantastic job.
That
Both of
was
you.
so much fun. What a ride.
I don't want
huh?
to look at the score, but yeah.
No, are you kidding me? You crushed it, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
The middle part is insanely
It's
difficult
brutal.
to play.
So
yeah,
are you
yeah.
talking about where you switch
the
to
finger
this
picking?
part-
Yeah, the acoustic part.
the America part? Is what I'm calling
Yeah,
it?
it's difficult because it's not
Or Doobie
it's
Brothers?
not a very like some songs that have that Travis folk picking style
Yeah.
are very like done one way, and this is totally based on that, but it's totally not that. So you sort of like have to, if you're used to certain patterns,
Yeah.
this is like way more. It's a lot different than those patterns.
its
so you have
own
to,
pattern,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's its own thing. It's really cool. It's like a well-written part.
Well, Matt L pointed out in the chat, Rye must have practiced or is just a huge fan. Kind of wants to know which one, but it seems like
Practiced.
might be a bit of both because at the end there, I don't know.
No, I mean
It's
I
like-
love the outro. You know, it's
Yeah.
just a really cool. I'm like, whew, finally I get a break here. But yeah, it's actually solo wise, it's really cool. Major to minor pentatonic licks.
Yeah.
Which is always a good topic of guitar lessons.
Bitchspiel in the chat asked how many key changes are in this song. I wasn't keeping track. Actual key changes.
I don't. Sounds to. I don't know. I never thought about, it, but I don't. It sounds. I think it stays more or less the same key. I didn't hear a lot
maybe,
of modulations.
Maybe modal shift. Okay, that works. That works. Yeah, I wasn't keeping track.
Don't quote me on
But
that.
sure,
I don't
sure.
know. Now I'm like going back and thinking about it.
Matt also wants to know. This is a question for me. I'm going to answer this one probably. Will you be revisiting other missed DLCs like the Bad Luck Avril Lavigne stream that kind of killed the stream for like a month? I remember I was on the team for that. I was in North Carolina for that. That's always possible. Yeah. Right now for Encore, pretty much anything's possible. If we want to go revisit the Avril stream that never got its time to shine, if we want to
I'd be
revisit any of the pre-stream packs that came out,
Oh, right.
that might also be
That'd be fun.
possible. Yeah. And got another question that's very long that I'll read during the next one. Hopefully it's not for either one of you. But I want to go ahead and say thank you both for stopping by.
Absolutely.
Were there any other parting words with this song before I shoo you off?
No, just enjoy.
Yeah.
Two very fun arrangements.
Actually, I did have one more question.
Yeah.
In a song like this, where you're not repeating patterns as much as you would be in a more traditional rock or blues song, do you take, besides just spending more time with each section, or do you have any different approaches to how you might learn the song, or does improvisation kind of play a bit more of a part? Like if you were going to
that's an
perform this,
interesting-
are
yeah,
you-
that's an interesting
would
question.
you either spend more time with each individual section to learn it and get it
Yeah.
down, or would you kind of get the gist of each one and then improvise?
I think it depends on the song. For this one, for me, I took it section by section because that's basically how it was laid out on my arrangement. You can see that Rye had to play through the entire song, so no break for him. But I would look out for cues. Like if I found, I think looking at the phrase banner is a really good idea for trying to figure out which sections might be a little more difficult to learn.
I think they're gonna pull up the phrase banner so that we can see it.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So you could see within the first cluster of phrases on the lower portion of the screen, I'm looking at the middle phrase there.
Yes.
That suggests a relatively high top out. So I would definitely focus on that and the surrounding content so I know how to transition in and out of that phrase. And if I needed to, of course, I'd go into Riff Repeater and loop. But I look for cues like that. Like, what are the most difficult parts to learn or to even sight read, depending on how long you've been playing the game. And then you could just loop those sections. But definitely consider the surrounding material because transitions are very important.
Sure.
And in some cases, this is something that I did for bass. I utilized open strings to play some of the notes that were actually fretted by Chris Squire.
Yeah.
Just to allow myself a little break and the opportunity to transition a little more smoothly than I would have otherwise.
Okay.
Yeah, speaking for the guitar part, my approach was definitely to go section by section and I even focused like on the most difficult sections first, without even thinking about putting them in the song. Just try to train my muscle memory to be able to play it, and it's really not that. There's like different variations of each part, but there is repeated material through the guitar part.
Okay. So it's not like completely different. You're not.
I found the more difficult stuff for this, after you've like learned how to actually play it.
Yeah.
That's a lot in and of itself. Is like sort of some of the random like just like open string fills that technically aren't difficult to play at all, but they're just tucked away in there, and it's really hard to remember.
You're
and
not,
it's
not
like
quite sure when to expect
that'd
it.
be something that if you were good at reading this game, you could cue in on. But this song in general is pretty difficult to read. I mean, I wasn't, especially all the stuff you could see my hand down like this.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
obviously I'm not reading that, but
Right.
yeah. And then once you have all the parts, if I had more time, I would have practiced exactly what you were talking about, the transitions.
Right.
Because it's one thing to be like, all right, I can do this like when I'm warmed up, but then how does that fit to the next? And then are you ready to go to the next section? Do you have enough time? Is there a certain section like all those flat phrases where we're doing this the whole time? Gives you a little rest, you can kind of like regroup, get ready for the solo at the
Yeah,
end.
because I guess if you've got the really difficult part and then you transition into it awkwardly, that can throw you for a bit, depending on
it's kind of like
how well you're able to get back on.
I was thinking of as an obstacle, a physical obstacle course.
Yeah.
And then once I got to that flat line, I'm like, all
That's
right,
your-
we're almost
you
there.
get your water and you get
Yeah.
Another thing that we don't really talk about much is just listening to the song itself. So not playing at all. I was actually talking with Greg Studley about this earlier today, how I knew that I wasn't going to have that much time to prep for this stream.
Yeah.
So I just looped Starship Trooper
Sure.
on my playlist, and,
just-
I listened to it. Yeah.
try to get those rhythms locked in and those movements and those.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah. So
helps.
even if you're not at your computer or your console,
Right.
if you've got the song, you can listen to it and get to know it that way.
That's right.
That's cool. All right. Well, again, thank you both very much.
course,
right
thank you.
now, we're gonna have our first giveaway of the stream. Right now, we are going to give away 3 copies of the Dream Theater song pack. So we're keeping it prog today. So if you are in the chat, please look for instructions from Tawny. That is Black Widow 9. She is the community representative for Rocksmith, amongst a few other titles in Ubisoft. She will lead you, 3 of you, to earning one of the 3 copies of the. What did I just say? I lost what we're doing. Dream Theater song pack. I'm going to do 3 copies of that on Steam. So please listen along in chat right now so that you can win one of 3 copies of that giveaway. In that song pack, the Dream Theater song pack, that song pack came out back in September of 2016. It includes Metropolis Part 1, The Miracle, and The Sleeper. Also on the Backs of Angels and Pull Me Under. All 3 of those songs are included in the song pack that is being given away right now. We knew this was going to be there was going to be a bit of a time thing, since we didn't have other giveaways sort of in between these songs to have images on the screen. So we're just going to watch the other players while they tune. Why don't we? We'll go ahead and say hi while people are trying to concentrate and tune and calibrate. Hello, Greg Studley.
Can't talk to you right now. I'm multitasking.
That's fine. There you go.
Oh, hey, Doug.
Hey, there. So you're tuning now. Can you talk and tune? Can you talk? We'll find out.
Yes.
Greg Studley, you're a note tracker here.
I am. And I'm a big fan of Yes.
Good.
I should say. So
Good.
this is a fun one for me.
Good. We haven't actually talked about. I was just like, Greg, you want to play a song? And you did.
Oh,
And I was like,
all about it.
and David Stevens, I think you're also a fan.
Yeah.
So what? Yeah. What draws
Not
the 2
sorry.
of you to Yes?
Oh, I was raised on prog rock, so they were just one of many.
Yeah. Greg.
I like the fact that when you're listening to a Yes song, you are without a doubt listening to a Yes song. They have carved out a method of composition and arranging their songs
Yeah.
that makes it so without a doubt you're listening to them. And there are certain bands who have been able to carve out their own sound even within a genre.
Yes.
And I think, thank you. And I believe they're one of them. There are, without even, a lot of times it's the vocalist that stands out. Like, oh, I know this band because I can recognize the singing even if it's a new song. But when you hear Yes, you're just kind of like, oh, that's a Yes song.
It's a Yes song.
Before the singing even starts, that is a Yes song.
What are sort of the hallmarks of a Yes song? Like what are the things that you listen for to know this is Yes for sure?
Certainly vocal harmonies, because that's a really big part of what they do. They always have stable sections within their songs.
Right.
But in between those stable elements, there's what I would call, I guess, like unstable elements or mysterious ones that will pop up and you wouldn't expect it, because it's not like there's verses and choruses and there's a bridge.
It's like the wilderness between towns.
Yeah,
You're
it's
in-
kind
you're
of
in
like,
town,
oh,
everything's
look, we're
pretty
on
stable,
interlude number
there's a
47.
market, and then like you
Died of
spend,
dysentery.
and then you spend a minute and a half going through the woods at night, and you're not quite sure what's going on. But then you.
Although
end
the
up
weird thing is, then
at
there's
the
this
end of a town.
castle on the right, and unfortunately, the cow is actually jumping over the moon, and then you know you're in a Yes song.
Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Also, mandolin.
mandolin or just so yeah. In general.
Wait, there's a mandolin over the moon
Yeah,
next to the cow, or is
Maybe.
the cow playing it?
depends on the song, I would say.
Yes.
Greg. Yeah, I asked the first two guests, and I'll ask you as well. How just generally, how do you define progressive rock?
It's changed over the years, so I would give two definitions, because I
please
think what I guess progressive rock was and what prog is now are two different things.
Sure.
I feel like and this isn't like a preference, it's just the way I hear it when I hear the two different styles. I think progressive rock was still based upon pushing the limits of composition, which in turn made it so you had to play things that were intense in order to do so.
Yes.
Though I feel like a lot of modern prog is I can play things that are intense, and therefore it dictates what I choose to compose.
Gotcha. Interesting.
And so,
interesting.
in one sense, the composition was driving what people were deciding to write, but it sounds now like people's amazing technique and abilities are actually driving the composition.
So it used to be more focused on the songs, and now it's more focused on proficiency, like with.
I think before the songs required the proficiency,
Right.
but now the proficiency creates the song.
Okay. And I won't ask which you prefer. I can infer, but I won't ask. What? David Stevens,
Yes.
QA's how do you define prog or progressive?
I mean, for me, what always stood out is the kind of departure from the typical rock song where you've got, verse, chorus, solo, verse, chorus, we're done kind
Yeah.
of thing. I'm listening to Rush, Pink Floyd, Styx, Kansas, Journey, like all those bands growing up. It was like, they'd have straightforward rock songs.
Right.
But then they'd have these sprawling epic songs where it's like A, B, C, Q, W, E, R, T, Y, like,
A point B.
yeah.
You realize you
They're
just
all
spelled
over
QWERTY?
the place. I know.
How often do you sit in front of a
made
keyboard?
they made the keyboard after prog songs. Right? That's how they map them out.
All right. So I've seen All Good People. We didn't
Good for
actually
you.
say, we didn't actually
Good
say
for
What
you,
city
Doug.
do you
what
live in?
song. I like the city. I've seen Good People here. Yeah. So no, I just wanted to say the song that you were going to play. That was all. We hadn't done it yet.
You know what I
wanna
like
get it out there.
lyrically
Speaking of
about this song? There's something I actually really like lyrically about this song. Is it this one? I'm trying to think. No, I don't even think it was this one. I was listening to a bunch of Yes this weekend because I knew we were going to play
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Now I can't remember what song it was. Is it this one? There were lots of things that happened this weekend.
Was it
Anyway,
Changes.
yeah,
Can happen to you.
no, it wasn't that one.
Okay.
It wasn't that one. But they put these like little storylines inside of their songs that
Yeah.
contain the meaning of what they're singing about. And again, I don't think it's this one, but like there's one song that it sounds like it's entirely about a chess game.
Okay.
But you know which one I'm talking about?
That's this one.
Oh, see, I was focused so much on the notes for
Yeah.
the last like 2 hours
Yeah.
that I didn't see a word that popped up on the screen.
Sure. No, I believe it.
It was a
There's a lot
long
of-
Were,
weekend.
were you looking at those chords and were you like, Steve, how?
Did you play them?
All right. I've seen All Good People. Again, if you have any more questions, please let Blackwood9 know in the chat.
Go, Chris Squire, go.
Oh, yeah, this bass part's interesting. It's
Oh,
more of a thump. It's not quite a slap.
Okay. I'll have you
I'm
explain the
going to
difference.
thump it.
Oh, I think this is that song about the chess game.
There's some black squares that they talk about.
Oh yeah.
Take a straight and stronger course to the corner of the night. Make the rock queen run so fast. She hasn't got time to make you right. 'Cause it's time with your time and this news. It's captured.
I wish I knew what that meant. Every time I hear that, I'm like, what does that mean?
This is a chess game.
I told you there was a song I was listening to that had it. Don't fault me for not knowing which one, man. Come on. David Stevens keeps knocking on the door.
Protection doesn't like it very much.
I think if you turn down a little bit, you might be all right.
That's blasphemy, sir.
This is Chris Squire's simplest bass part ever in the history of Yes. This right here.
It's all a ruse.
These vocal layers just totally work in this part of the song. It fills everything up.
That's what I get for trying to play it correctly. Okay, I get rewarded with a cool tone.
This is like the opposite of the last song where the guitar kind of gets to chill out in the beginning. And then it's captured and it's over. Bass solo.
Are you satisfied?
Almost.
Well, I'm on my way.
All right. That's I don't know where we're going.
No.
With that. All right.
I used to think those were two
Great
different songs when I was a kid.
I couldn't blame you.
That,
I think
yeah,
that-
I can see that.
I think there used to be a lot more songs that would be like split, like that, in the past. We'd have like phrase word boots. Wasn't that a split song? Nobody knows.
I don't know.
Nobody knows. I think it was. Whatever. I think it's a thing that used to happen a lot more than it does now.
Sure, Doug.
I could be wrong. I'm just.
We'll take your word for it.
Sure, sure.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. We'll let's take a break. We're gonna thank Greg and David for playing. Did you want to stick around longer?
There's one thing I do want to say about the end, because the end of this song
Okay.
does
Yeah.
something that I don't know any other song that does it.
Okay, hit me.
Is those last 3 cycles of them singing that, it constantly modulates down a whole step every time, and it just fades out while it's modulating down. I can't think of a single song that does it. That's when you were asking me like what makes Yes
Yeah.
sound like Yes.
That's
It's doing things like that you're just like, oh, they're still singing the song, but it keeps changing while they're singing it,
yeah,
and
and
it's
it's
fading
modulating
out
down, which is weird.
instead of up. Exactly.
Yeah.
A lot of things will modulate upwards, but they
Yeah.
keep modulating down by a whole step every time they run that chord progression.
Yeah,
so
that is weird. I don't think I noticed it. Thank you for pointing it out. David, did you have more words of encouragement or?
Not really.
Cool.
I mean,
All right.
it's a cool little bass.
Yeah.
Cool little bass line.
Oh, we were going to talk about the difference between thumping and slapping.
Oh yeah. I mean, normally when I think of slapping, you want to get that tone in there.
Yeah.
The thump, it was just
So you wanna
just
kinda deaden
very
it?
staccato kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think when he does it live, he kind of just like pushes down real hard on
Okay.
the string.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
I don't know. It's been a while since I've watched a live
Sure,
video of it
sure.
too, so
Okay.
they're out there.
All right. Speaking of videos, we're going to watch one now. We're going to take a quick break. While we watch this video, this is going to be one of the videos looking at the Rocksmith song pack. While that's going on, we're going to give away 3 copies of this song pack, the Yes song pack. That song pack includes Heart of the Sunrise, which is the one song we're not playing today. Spoiler alert. Also, I've seen All Good People, Owner of the Lonely Heart, Roundabout, Starship Trooper. If you're interested in getting one of 3 copies of that DLC, please watch for Black Widow 9 in the chat. She will tell you how you can win, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Moonlight Sonata is deceptively simple because you listen to it and you hear all this space.
That was right? He's not even listening. Yeah. And then Sam, just the very last chord. Really like slow down the strum. Don't hit it all at once. Okay, so you want nice flammy.
There's a lot of chord shapes and a lot of slowly shifting harmonies. It'll keep you on your toes.
Hawaiian.
You guys want to take a swing at it? Here we go.
This whole project is a little off the beaten path, both for us and for the end user. The material should be really familiar, but you've never heard it in this context before, so we're hoping the community finds it to be a fun challenge. I knew we wanted a lot of space with Moonlight Sonata to maintain the original, but we wanted to go somewhere. There we go. I'm hoping that it turns out as fun as it was at rehearsal. Moonlight Sonata, which sounds simple, is actually quite challenging, and I think it'll help a lot of people work on arpeggios.
Are you guys cool with that?
Yes.
Matt Montgomery did a fantastic job with Rondo alla Turca, turning it into this gypsy jazz version. The gypsy jazz Mozart. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It's a weird little syncopated graininess that I'm hearing. I think it's just a big, kind of weird pick noise.
Yeah. He just very loose strumming that he doesn't do any other time.
We were going for kind of a Django Reinhardt type gypsy jazz thing. We haven't delved into that in Rocksmith and all, so that'll be a really unique offering for our players.
You can just run in there and play it too.
Actually, that kind of feels a little jerky at the beginning of that thing anyway.
Let's punch. Here we go. Oh, I see. You choke the brushes so it'll chop good, right? Yeah. Okay, let me see if that'll work. Just stand by. That should work fine. Sweet. Thank you. No, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome. I contributed a lot this time.
The lead line has a lot of twists and turns. There's an amazing virtuosic solo in it. And the rhythm chart is going to have lots of fun, like minor 7s and 9s and things for people who want more advanced jazz chords in the game.
That looks like
So you memorized the whole thing. That's what's up.
Little Fugue is going to be a lot of fun. It wouldn't be Bachsmith without Bach.
honestly, Bach is kind of shreddy.
It's quite manageable. It's all single note lines. There's actually 2 guitar parts and 2 bass parts.
Throw it on top of your high gain.
I gotta go DI.
Take your high gain channel and throw it through
The
high gain channel.
We went kind of a little bit shreddy or a little bit harsh with the distortion on it.
The fugue, I think, is the one that's been given to us as you guys can kind of run with this a little bit more.
Okay, here we go.
Little Fugue in G minor is going to have a lot of chasing the dragon type things where you're playing a single note line where it's like, oh, how am I going to keep up? But thankfully there's enough space and rests and different entrances where you will be able to take a moment to be like, okay, and here we go again with the 16-note run. It's going to be great.
Let's do it without the click, but with the intent of putting the tempos on the slower side rather than rushing everything.
Okay.
We're going to start at E.
Is that the first spot?
Ah, I made it to E, alright.
Well, we're going to go back and get something earlier, too. Sam, I just want us to try to grab the 3 measures before C.
I proposed the project at the beginning of February, got working on the arrangements in March, made the parts and the scores in April. We're about to have the rehearsal in May. We're recording in June. We're note tracking at the end of June, early July, and then it'll go live at the end of August is the current plan. So start to finish, just over 6 months of work.
That's a nice phrase. We'll keep it.
That trill of mine is...
I like it.
Yep,
Yeah.
me too. Okay, you can call him in.
You may come in.
It is a little bit scary to have put so much time and effort into one DLC offering. The 60s is, I think, the earliest we've gone so far. Now we're going to jump way, way back and hit some old top 40.
And welcome back to. Hello,
Hello.
guys.
Wow. Hi.
Oh.
I was
we have
adjusting
guests.
my stomach.
Oh, it's sure, sure. Welcome back, everyone. We are live from Ubisoft San Francisco in San Francisco, California,
Yeah.
United States of America. Today, if you're just joining us, if you missed the very beginning of today's stream, this is the Encore stream for February. This is still February, right?
It's still February.
Can't believe it.
Is it a leap year?
Yeah, we have the 29th day this year, I think. I feel like I should know. Saturday, yeah. So we get an extra Saturday.
Cool.
I don't know. I don't think that's how it works.
Extra weekends.
So if you haven't watched one of the Encores before, typically what we do on an Encore stream is something very different than what we would do on our weekly stream.
Except for
we take
jokes on
we
you.
look at
It's the same.
But there's not you. Today's Encore stream is we're redoing a stream that was unable to be viewed or to be broadcast a few years ago when this DLC came out because of a computer didn't want to do it.
Yeah.
And then
Really?
what year we were just
remember.
2016. I've got it. I could be wrong. Yep, 2016.
Computer
October
said no.
2016. Computer said no. Yeah.
But today it said yes.
Yeah. Well,
So
it's a different computer.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true.
We might be several computers past that one. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. But yeah, we're taking a look back at the Yes song pack from 2016. We're playing those songs, most of those songs, 4 of those songs, and we've been talking about them. We've been having some giveaways of some various DLC. We just gave away 3 copies of this song pack. We're gonna give away some more prizes, some more songs later. But right now, hello, Brian Shu.
Hi.
And Akshay Balakrishnan.
Nice.
Welcome.
Hi.
Hi. Did you congratulate me?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right.
On stream.
Rubber Dave asked during that video, there's people who want more jazz chords? And I'm just posing that to you. Do you want more jazz chords?
That sounds like an attack.
Just like in your life.
I mean, I don't know what jazz chords are. Like,
you know,
chords
jazz
are just a
chords.
bunch of notes like put together.
Yeah, you know, chords that you hear in jazz more than other places.
I mean, you can hear that in like
I can hear it.
indie music
Oh, there you go.
or Maroon 5.
Yeah.
You hear that all over that stuff. That's not jazz.
What's jazz? Just kidding. We're not talking about jazz today. We're not here to talk about jazz.
Oh, gosh.
Today we're here to talk about progressive rock.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I've asked all the other players who are with us today. I've put them on the spot a little bit. How would you define progressive rock?
Progressive rock?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of progressive rock have tend to not go by pop radio standards. Like, a lot of the times they go over 4 or 5 minutes. This is actually probably the most radio-friendly tune. This is their a big hit.
Yeah, I
It was
would
like-
imagine. I think,
and it's still
through
like
their catalog. I
Yeah,
think
and
this
it's
is probably
still
their-
like almost 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
Yes. So, a lot of prog bands love meter changes, messing around with different grooves, modulations.
Yeah.
Long unison riffing, like between either keyboard, bass, guitar, solos, lots of solos, advanced harmony. Yeah, so I mean, progressive rock is just more like, they take influences, or they aren't afraid to like take more influences from jazz, classical, and just like other styles of music, and just kind of
thread it.
Yeah,
cool.
So
Akshay,
a little bit more self-indulgent,
okay.
I would say.
What about you? How do you define
as
progressive
the one resident musician on this team?
Uh-huh.
I would say that prog rock. When I was growing up, prog rock was basically dad rock. So right now it's granddad rock.
Oh.
So
That's
all. That's all I got.
I mean, we have a lot of subsets of like prog rock too. Sure. Like a lot of the younger generation has this music called math rock.
Yeah.
Which is essentially like a kind of, it's proggy.
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities.
Yeah.
In sound.
Okay.
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you both. And we'll see you.
Yeah,
No, just
we
kidding.
should. The music video for this. We
Yeah.
can get started, by the way.
Oh,
That's it. We can,
yeah,
the
the
music
mu-
video for
well-
this is wild. It's
Yeah.
you should look that up.
Like, I
Yeah,
remember the
go
music
watch
video.
it.
I
It's
don't know
really
if I've seen the
weird.
music video since the 80s, but
It's
I do
so
remember.
trippy.
If we're gonna do
there's
this
a-
right, we're gonna have to listen to the first verse, and then I'm gonna ask the boards to stop the song and restart it, because that's what they do in the music video.
Oh,
They just
right.
start the song all over again.
That's
Don't
right.
actually do that.
That's
I'm sorry.
right.
Oh,
That's right.
also-
there's like a businessman who turns into a bird, maybe.
No,
Yeah.
this is-
Well, I
the
don't know.
the band members
Band.
turn into various animals, like
Okay.
animorphs.
It's been probably 30 years.
Yeah, it's really weird. I
Yeah.
remember we had a meeting where we just all watched the music video and we were just laughing the whole time. Like, what is going on? This is crazy.
All right. Owner of Lonely Heart. I don't know if we said the name of the song.
You should
Owner
probably
of a
say it.
Lonely
You
Heart.
did not, but hey.
Oh,
there it
Owner of
is.
Lonely
Yeah.
Heart is what we're gonna play. If you didn't know from the music video, from the description of the music video,
Yeah.
and of it being their most sort of radio-friendly, like pop rock song.
Yeah.
But it still has like. That's not to say it isn't a Yes song. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's got some fills.
It's got a really nice solo. Also, pay attention to the cool show lights I made for this song.
Okay.
I kind of went ham. Like, show lights are supposed to like kind of signify more so key changes and stuff, but I kind of went ham on this and just wanted to do a light show because this song has a bunch of crazy synth hits.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you'll see it. It's weird.
Okay.
You didn't wait for anybody to say yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take a look at Owner of Lonely Heart and these amazing show lights. If you have any questions for us, Black Widow 9 in the chat will give those to us.
The lights used to be crazier, but then someone was like, "You're gonna give someone a seizure."
Oh yeah, you can't do that.
Missing bass slide transcription.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pretty hot.
Move yourself. You always live your life, never thinking of the future. Prove yourself. You are the move you make. Take your chances, win or lose. See yourself.
Oh, there's no show lights.
Oh no.
Bummer.
So I was just pointing out that there are no show lights in multiplayer.
Well, just imagine them in your brain. Anytime you hear those, bam. There's a couple really good show light hits, and yeah, right. And right before the solo too. So if you play it by yourself.
Oh man, freaking practice.
So this is the part where you would see crazy colors.
Especially since you're not playing anything.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Key change. Oh, I hate that key change so much.
Yeah, Greg was like, they modulate down. The song they modulate up.
Wait, yeah. I think you did a great job.
Oh, thanks.
So you were talking about that solo. That solo seemed to highlight the tone. Like that seemed like a solo for the tone, as much as anything.
Oh, you mean with the harmonizer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Like that was that, especially in the '80s.
Yeah.
Like that was like a crazy sound, probably.
Yeah,
I remember in the
it's
80s.
very
Everything was crazier
It's
in the
very
80s.
popular. That kind of effect is very popular in jazz fusion, actually.
Really?
Yeah, like even
Interesting.
sax players will like
Pipe
Really?
their sound through that. That's
with stuff like that.
Is that just to get the harmonization like overlay, or what's the intended purpose? Do you think?
Well, it's just a sound, and basically it just tracks the note that you're playing, and then you can set it so that you can have like either a fourth or a fifth or even thirds or whatever interval you want. If you want an extra crunchy, you can have like a semitone above, and it just sounds like really awful. But it's just like a really cool sound.
the real jazz stuff.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you both very much.
Thanks.
Brian, why don't you stick around?
No.
Akshay,
Get
you're
the heck
you're
out
free
of
to
here.
go.
I got you. I understand.
Well,
I can
Akshay,
take a hint.
you've been helping us with the board. So
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you very much for that. But right now, we are going to have our final giveaway of the stream. Right now, we are going to give away 3 copies of
final
raffle. Raffle, I think is the cadence you're looking at.
All right. I'm just
yeah,
gonna get,
it's fine. It's fine. We're gonna have our final giveaway right now. This is 3 copies of the Rush 2 song pack. So if you're interested in that, again, I said we're keeping it prog today. So 3 copies of Rush 2 on Steam in the Rush 2 song pack. We've got Closer to the Heart, Fly by Night, Free Will, La Vida Stagnita. But I can't say the name of that one. Santiago. That's it. La Vida Santiago. Strength. I can't say it. I should have practiced that one. And Working Man. I got that one. So if you want to win all those songs, including the one that I'm still unable to pronounce, please listen to Black Widow 9 in the chat. That's embarrassing. And we'll get those to you. Again, if you win, you're going to receive the code via Whisper. So make sure you have your Whispers turned on so that we can get that code to you. Oh, we have a headstock. And again, since I don't have any flashy screens to pop up right now, it's just kind of me and you talking for a bit. How's it going? Just kidding. We can say hello to our next guests while they calibrate and tune, which is never complicates issues for them. Hey, Brian Pody and Brian Shu.
Hi.
I didn't realize that I was going to have 2 Brians at once. I didn't put that together. How's it going? You can't talk while you're tuning. You can't talk while you're tuning or calibrating, but at least we can look at you, and I can talk at you and about you while you're calibrating and tuning, which is fun for me, if not for you. So, Brian, I see you've got your guitar.
I do.
It's named after you.
It's got my name on it.
Yeah, it's named for you, by you, after you, with you. Tell us about this guitar.
It's very derivative, isn't it?
Of what we'll never say, or we might. So yeah, you piece this together, I assume.
Yeah.
More or less.
Yeah, more or less.
And are these pickups that you?
Mm-hmm, yeah,
built?
these are pickups that I made, and every time I calibrate after somebody else plays, I'm like, man, this guitar's really loud.
And you've got a deep scoop claw.
Huh?
Yeah, you can get some.
Yeah, it's not like the huge cutout you would usually see, but there's enough of one there that you get it
to have fun with
a little bit.
That's what.
Yeah.
And Brian Shu, you're back.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
He's
now you're
still
on bass.
here.
Mm-hmm.
He never
left. He just moved over a stool.
Yeah.
So you are here to play Roundabout.
Yes.
Yes. So
oh no.
this is what's wrong.
Yes.
Are you out of tune?
No, I think
Pody guitars never go out of tune. Buy them.
So what do we Roundabout? There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
In this song.
There is.
There's a lot of song to this song.
Oh, nobody put me on the rhythm path either, even though
Were you supposed to be
I
on
wrote
rhythm?
Rhythm on there.
Did you? Oh, we're gonna.
I
take
played
just a
through
moment.
each chart once.
Yeah.
And I was like, I should probably play the rhythm chart. They're not actually that different. They're very similar.
Yeah.
But there's enough of a difference.
Was
that-
there a solo or two that?
Did you know track this one?
I did know track this.
You did?
Oh, okay.
But
I
that
didn't
was
know
like
that.
300 years ago.
That was.
It was a very
I
long
don't
time
even
ago.
remember when we did this.
Yeah,
This
it
must have
was
been like
300
around the
years ago.
first year I started working.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Here.
Yeah. All right. Let's go and get into it. This
Let's
is
just
roundabout.
play it.
Let's just play it.
What could go wrong?
The song
We'll find out.
is the yeah. to be continued. To be continued.
Tempo mapping the start of this was really hard
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
because it's so loose.
You know, another song that was like really loose and acoustic and sucked a tempo map at the beginning was La Villa Strangiato.
Strangiato.
It's very similar.
This is out of my wheelhouse.
I'll be the roundabout, the words will make you out and out. I spend the day away. Call it morning, driving through the sun and in and out the valley.
Nice sus.
The music dance and sing. They make the children really ring. I spend the day away. Call it morning, driving through the sun and in and out the valley.
This is all about you playing that bass line.
Around the lake, mountains come out of the sky and they stand there. One night over, we'll be there and we'll see you. 10 true summers, we'll be there and laughing too. 24 before my love, you'll see. I'll be there with you.
See, I don't have to play that part.
I will remember you. Your silhouette will charge the view of a distant atmosphere. Cold at morning, driving through the sun and even in the valley. In and around the lake, mountains come out of the sky and they stand there. One night over, we'll be there and we'll see you. 10 true summers, we'll be there and laughing too. 25 before my love, you'll see. I'll be there with you.
In and out. They do have a lot of really cool synth stuff in all their songs.
In and around the lake, mountains come out of the sky. They stand there. 24 before my love.
Transcribe those as sweet arpeggios.
Almost halfway through.
It's only 8 minutes and 41 seconds.
Yeah. Such a fun song. It takes that song is a journey. It takes you. It's not by
Yeah.
journey. Journey's
It
just
is
a bit. It's a Yes song that takes you on a journey.
Yes.
Yes.
Not using
A
journey.
hallmark of prog music.
Yes, the journey.
Yes.
I didn't ask you yet. How do you define prog rock, prog music?
I think it's beyond definition.
It's it's in the pursuit of bypassing
Thank you, Dan.
labels and definitions.
Yeah, I mean, kinda.
It's just like one of those things where, like, if you don't know what to call it, you just like
Prog.
It's prog.
That's weird.
Am I confused by it?
Yeah.
I'm confused by it, and it seems like it takes a lot of skill, but I don't know why. Okay,
There's a lot happening.
Sometimes you can label it jazz as well.
Sure,
actually.
sure.
So that's something that they do have in common.
If it has a name like Hamburger Concerto, it's probably prog rock.
Yeah, or that could be a jazz tune too. I feel like I could be. I don't know anything about jazz. What do you?
Possibly.
Yeah, but thank you both very much for coming by and taking on this sort of massive ask on my behalf. Appreciate having you here. And I think that's about it. That's what we got today. Travis Kindred was a little bit jealous that he didn't play this one. Apparently, he has.
Really?
Yeah. No, it's fine. Travis is in the chat. He's been watching and enjoying it. He apparently has a connection to this song through JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, I was
which
going to
I have
mention
not
that.
seen. Please do. What do you know? I don't know.
Travis is also a very roundabout human being.
Yeah.
I wish we could have heard that. You get the idea. Yeah. What do you have to say about it?
I don't know. I did mention it earlier.
Okay. That's like I think. Yeah. Thank you both very much for swinging by. Thank you for stopping by and letting us revisit this Yes Song Pack. We'll be back Thursday with our usual developer stream where we'll be looking at the songs of the Seven Dust Song Pack. I can say that now. They've all been announced and released because it's not last Thursday. It's Monday now.
Oh, no.
We're in this week. We know what's
Give
coming
it all
out.
away. It's
so
out in
tomorrow,
New Zealand.
Well, it's out in New Zealand. It'll be out tomorrow in the rest of the world. That is the Seven Dust Song Pack. So we'll see you on Thursday for that. And yeah.
Why are they called Seven Dust?
Because 8 dust was already taken. Or maybe it was 6 dust.
Thanks, everybody.
To be continued.
Again, we don't have a trailer, so we're just going to say goodbye, and we hope we will see you on Thursday. Check us out Twitter and Instagram. We are at Rocksmith Game, and on Facebook we are facebook.com/Rocksmith. Come visit us on our forums, rocksmith.com. Look for the link, and thank you for Tony. That is Black Widow 9 for helping us out today, and we'll see you soon. Bye.